Hey Virgo, what's going on? We are here with a timeless reading for you. The first card that we have out is Ace of Wands. And Four of Wands. And Justice. Okay. Ace of Wands is feeling to me like an opportunity that you have, something that you can give your energy to, something that you can do, something that you can take action with. Seeing then Four of Wands feels like not only is this something that you feel happy with, that there can be a feeling of, yes, I'm so happy that this is going on, but also too, having Four of Wands feels like maybe this allows you to stabilize something. Or if you already feel like things are relatively good, this can make things even better. Having Four of Wands there and also having Justice, what I see these cards having in common is that they're about balance and harmony. So this opportunity that's coming through, this thing that's available, what has now appeared, what has now materialized, this is something that will harmoniously flow with what you have going on already, and things will be better because of it. Like, it will flow in and not be disruptive to what you have going on. That's how I'm seeing things will be. And this can be something that you feel like, now I can give my energy to this, and it's something that I can water and something that can really prosper in a way that I want it to. And you can feel like now the time has come. Now the opportunity is here. Having the Four of Wands, this is something that can feel stable. There can be a stabilizing impact that this has. Or again, if you feel like things are relatively stable, this can just make things better from there, from that point. And having Justice here, you can feel like this is definitely something that flows with the things that you want it to flow with. The places that you feel like this is harmonious stuff that I have going on, this will align with those things. So it's not going to be disruptive. I am seeing Temperance on the bottom of the deck. It can be a little bit of a process to find the balance because something can be now incorporated in. This means too that if you're looking at the prospects of something here, that it looks very compatible. There was another reading that I had both of these energies come out. I'm looking at Libra and Aries right next to each other. There was a reading that I just did recently where both of these cards came out, and I think Virgo also came out too. That's so funny because... Okay, so the reading was uniting of poles. I'm pretty sure that's it, like polarities. And I saw Justice, I saw the Emperor, and also Hermit. Hermit is Virgo, and now I'm seeing Justice and Emperor, which is Libra and Aries. Those were the energies that came through in that reading. So there can possibly be something linked to that reading if you feel interested in checking it out. So I'm seeing the Emperor and I'm seeing Eight of Swords. Having these energies, the Emperor is about like these big choices that you make for your life, and it's also about how you're moving through things where you're making choices where you're recognizing every choice that I make is like a stylistic choice. The Emperor is when you are the architect of things, and so you recognize every choice that I make, that's something that's being added to what I'm trying to build or possibly taking away from what I'm trying to build. And so there's a need to be deliberate with the choices that you're making. Having the Emperor come out this can be a big thing because it feels like, wow, I'm the one that's in charge of this. I'm the one that's calling the shots. I need to make sure that I'm making decisions in the right way, that I'm focusing on the right stuff, that I'm thinking clearly, that I'm taking action in a way that aligns with my goals that I have and the stuff that I want to be building. Having Eight of Swords next to the Emperor, there can be some stuff that you're questioning when it feels like, wow, this is a lot of responsibility that I'm feeling on me. Like, I don't know if I'm up for this, or I'm feeling kind of lost, or I'm feeling kind of stuck right now. Because when you're in the position of the Emperor, you can look around and feel like there's no one to really ask. Because the Emperor is seen as sort of being at the top, you can be like, wow, this is like all resting on me, or I have to figure out all of this stuff, or I'm the one that's in charge here and there's not really anyone else to look to. And so having that Eight of Swords can be very natural because you can feel just the weight and the pressure of things, and you know what an important, impactful role this is that you're playing. And so wanting to make sure that you're taking that not just seriously, but Eight of Swords can sometimes be, if I'm playing this role, I don't want to mess things up. I want to make sure that I'm doing things in the right way. I want to do things as best as possible being in this position. Interesting. Something that I'm noticing about this Justice card is that it has a heart on one end and it has a feather on the other. And if I'm remembering this correctly, this is called Ka in Ka. In ancient Egyptian culture, like when somebody died, their heart, it was said that their heart would be weighed against a feather to see like if the heart would outweigh the feather. And so maybe this is coming into the choices that you're making, and if you really are following your heart, or if you are making choices for another reason and where that will lead you. Because maybe there's something here about really needing to follow your heart, really needing to follow your intuition, really needing to follow your feeling. And when we have themes like this, it can be maybe needing to be brave with something that you're doing, or to step up. So maybe there's also risk involved too. So if the heart outweighs the feather, you can pass on. And if not, I don't know what exactly happens. This is like a faraway memory of mine, the last time that I read about this. But I see this as maybe being a little bit of a, you're not going to surpass something if you're not making choices maybe in a way that feels so genuine, like it's necessary for you to be doing that. I want to get more about the Eight of Swords, because having you be in the position of the Emperor, it shows there being a lot of skills that you have. Like, you've been appointed, you've been set up to be in this position because you know how to do things, you know how to take care of things, you are responsible, and you know how to exercise that. This role doesn't just be handed to you when you don't deserve it. This is something that there's merit behind being in this position. Like, there's wisdom, there's wise counsel in the energy of the Emperor. So then having that Eight of Swords can be getting lost in your thoughts, getting lost in your head, and then feeling kind of subdued by that. So there can be something, I wonder if you want to carry something out here, and then having this Eight of Swords can be like, I'm thinking about this, and then I'm thinking about that, and then this thing over here. And then all of a sudden it feels like it's piling on top of you more and more and more. I wonder if, is this just really a case of overthinking here? But I also don't want to minimize or diminish, because showing you being in the position of the Emperor, there is real responsibility there. This is a weighted position to be in. And so I think at times it can be normal to question things, to question yourself, to question what to do, what am I doing? I want to make sure that I'm doing things in the right way because you understand the weight of the responsibility that you have. Let's clarify Eight of Swords. There's a want for things to be balanced and for things to be stable, like for things to be working properly. To make sure that the stuff that you're doing, the stuff that you're involved in, feels like it is compatible for you with what you want. I'm kind of in a way seeing this sort of as the way you would look at an investment, even though we're not seeing any pentacles here. This feels like if I take this on and if I do this, I want to make sure that it aligns for what I need it to align with, or aligns with what I need it to align with, rather than taking something on and then feeling like it brings chaos into the structure of what you have. This is wanting to make sure that the things that you're allowing to be part of what you have going on, that they add to the security and stability of things. This can be some change in flexibility that is being asked of you. If there is an unwillingness to budge, this is somewhere where it can start becoming a bit problematic here. Even with having Four of Pentacles and having Two of Swords can be holding on to stuff to the point where there are delays that are happening because of not moving or because of not being flexible. Like there can be change that's needed, and that can be part of this as well. Opening up to newness, to new possibilities, opportunities, options. When you have stuff that works, it can be difficult at times to, maybe this is about knowing when to open yourself up to what, or like what to allow. If you have something that's working or it's like mostly all right, if something new is coming along, it feels like vetting that to make sure that it's okay, but not to the point where you don't let anything new in or you don't go for any new opportunities. Does this come down to also opportunities are coming through now that feels like it allows you to take the lead, it allows you to be in charge, it allows you to be sort of the main character of that function, and the part of you that there's going to be learning, there's going to be newness, changing, shifting, growth. There can be a part of you that feels a little bit dubious about this. Why? We have Four of Pentacles and it's connected with Eight of Swords. Four of Pentacles can be this like holding very tightly to things and like not really wanting it to change, or those patterns that we feel familiar with. But Four of Pentacles can be sometimes being too rigid, not being flexible enough. It's like something wants to emerge right now, and there can be like concrete on the surface and the flower wants to come up, and so there's a need to sort of maybe break that concrete a bit, or maybe it's going to come up regardless even. But that part of you that can sometimes have a difficult time with allowing for that change and allowing in the newness because of not wanting to be destabilized. It feels like it comes from that. Like, it's not just like, without a reason, I'm just being stubborn here. Having Four of Pentacles can be, I don't want this to be the collapse of something for me, and that's what I'm concerned about. That's what I'm worried about. So is this new opportunity, this thing that's presenting itself to me, is this something that I want to go for that will allow me to build further upon my empire that I'm creating? Or is this something that's going to mess things up? And it coming down to that. But I think that this is coming to a place where there can be some room. Having Justice and having Five of Swords, I wonder if there's room for collaboration, or there's room for partnership, or there's room for working with other energies, that this can be helpful. Because of having Justice here, so there can be commitments and contracts and relationships and partnerships, those things that can be coming up. But having Five of Swords can be maybe a little bit weary of that. At times, or maybe wanting to keep the balance. So in holding on to things tightly, in a lack of flexibility, especially if it's coming from a place of fear, of what if I take the next step and then everything collapses? And then everything goes wrong from there, because it feels like it comes from that type of place. So we have that. Coming at things from that place feels like it births the Two of Swords. So Two of Swords is a type of division where we can be like, I see this and I see that, but it feels like it's kind of clashing, and then I'm stuck in the middle and I don't really know what to do here. And then getting like onto the defense. And this can also create now I'm getting freaked out about like where things are going, what's going to be happening in the future, and this feeling of, do I need to be worried about that? Do I need to be concerned about that? What's going to be happening? But what I'm seeing is that you're stepping onto a path where there is more of an embracing of things that you're doing. Like, this is becoming more action oriented. And I think stepping up into your individuality as well. Like, there's more of maybe some more risk taking, but calculated risks. This isn't just like, without thinking about it, I'm just gonna step into the middle of the road with traffic. This is more so a self-trust that is growing, and also to you doing things the way that you want them to, and also trusting yourself to be able to do those things. So it feels like you're stepping into an energy where, like, instead of having to follow a path, you're forging it instead. That's the direction that you're moving into. So it almost feels like a square off between the part of you that can feel kind of defensive towards this energy, and then the part of you that's saying, no, you're meant to be stepping into this. This is meant for you. Like, you get to lead this, you get to forge this. But then the part of you that's like, but this has like pretty much been working. With Four of Pentacles and Four of Wands, you can feel like something is generally feeling stable for the most part. I will say this though, if there's something that you're being called into, it feels like it's for reasons of growth. It's not because something is wrong. It feels like it's more so, this is an area for you to grow, and it's an area where fire is connected. So this is about taking initiative, passion, the things that are interesting to you, what inspires you. It's like walking down a road like that. So this will, because we have an Ace of Wands, this is something that can bring more willingness and more excitement. And so it's not just about playing it safe and then feeling like things are a little bit mundane at times. This feels like maybe like just growing a bit. Like there's something bigger that's happening here, that it feels like if we have Four of Pentacles and we have Four of Wands, it feels like you've stabilized something. You've learned how to get it to work. It's functioning well. And now also there's this opportunity that's meant to, it kind of feels like the foundation has been laid and now there's more of the structure that needs to be built. But you can be like, but yeah, I just did the foundation. And like the rest of the house needs to be built now. But you can be like, but the foundation, it just looks so good. And what if I put this here and that there, and then stuff starts happening. But I think everything is fine because the foundation looks really solid. So if you, the next thing that you start building up, maybe there's a, but I don't totally know how to do that. And then what if it falls over? And what if this happens? And then what if that happens? And then I make the wrong call. And then I'm going to have to redo this. But I don't, the way that I'm seeing the energy, I don't think anything is going to destabilize the foundation now. Like that's set. So anything that you build, like maybe you'll build it, start building and everything will be fine. Maybe you won't and some piece will fall over, but it's not going to destabilize the foundation. It's like you have the layer of foundation and that's locked in. So what you build next will be the next layer. It's like in a video game when you're playing, if you bump to the next level, you're on level 2 now, okay? If you get halfway through level 2 and then your character dies and you have to go to the beginning, it doesn't knock you all the way back to 0. You already completed that first level. It just knocks you back to the beginning of level 2 again, which it feels like that's where you are right now. Like you're stepping onto a new level now. So it's not going to deteriorate what you've done. It's just going to be a possibility of building now. And that's why you're being encouraged, because it feels very much like you've completed that foundation. So now we go to the next thing. But this can be something where you're like, I don't want it to disturb what I have going on. Like, look at how good this foundation is. And it is great because it's stable and it's completed now. But there's more that has to be built now. And this can be where you're like, because it feels too like there's more that's needed from you. However, this is going to help things to grow. This will help things to expand. And this will also be aligned with what you're building. Like if you have the foundation and now you're ready to start putting those walls up, it's going to just be built upon what you're already building. It's not like you're going to go over there and build a whole new thing that's separate from this. This feels like it stacks on top of what you've already done. And so it goes along with what you're doing. It grows what you've already been doing. And so I'm wondering if this is something that, in recognizing that these are the next steps to be taken, maybe there's a bit of a shifting in the mindset, possibly. And allowing yourself to step up more, to initiate more, or it's not just more, it's about further. It's just about the next steps. Like, let's take the next step here. It's time to take that next step. And that part of you that can maybe feel a bit insecure about your ability to do that. Kind of like not wanting to move from where you are, but it's ready. The next step is ready to be taken. But you have to be the one to take that next step. It's on you. It's your initiative. And also, too, what you'll see is that you are very well primed to be taking that next step. You're ready for it. It's time for it. And with all of the knowledge and wisdom and experience and like everything that you have, you will make a very solid next step. Because you're being shown as the Emperor, you know what you're doing here. But this can be, you still question yourself at times. You still may doubt yourself at times. I feel doubt more than anything, the way I'm seeing this energy be. This can also be something that you're getting used to this idea, and then eventually you're going to be taking action. Because we have the Emperor here, there can be themes about autonomy, themes connected with your independence, your self-sufficiency, your authenticity, things of that nature being involved in this. You're going to be very pleased with the results, but it's not something that you're necessarily going to be seeing now. This is stuff that you're going to see later down the line, that you will feel very pleased with the choices that you're making and how you're building things. And I think that overall, this whole reading feels like it's about you needing to see yourself as that person, that you are capable, and really seeing yourself as the energy of the Emperor. Like, you can get things done and they can be very good and very solid. Like, you are the architect. There is an architect needed. You are the architect. You are qualified. And so you're going to do a great job, and really seeing that within yourself. You don't need somebody else, because this energy of having the Emperor here is about trusting yourself to know that you make the right calls, that you really got this. You don't need somebody else to be telling you what to do here. You can self-guide. And having you be showing up as the Emperor shows that there is merit behind this. What this means is that you're not just saying, I know what I'm doing, and then you don't actually. This is like you over here questioning yourself, like, I don't know if I know what I'm doing, but you actually do, because you're coming out as the Emperor. Energetically, that's how you're coming out. So even though you can doubt that at times, where I'm seeing you be energetically is very much capable. And so this can be about building confidence in that way, which is also connected with the energy of Aries, that energy for you to initiate. And you don't need to be checking for somebody else to tell you what to do here, what step to take. You got this, and you can trust yourself to do it. I think this is just you stepping further into a position of authority within your life, and seeing yourself as that energy, that you don't need this from somebody else, that this is your energy and you're meant to be embracing this. Kind of like stepping into this, or stepping further into a position of you being that leader, you being in charge, you calling the shots. and that things are going to continue falling further and further into place. Now that I'm looking at this, I kind of get the feeling with this like Libran Aries energy here that this can mean there was really a leaning into maybe feeling like I need to work together. I need there to be like somebody else involved in this, like sort of leading the way. And now it can be you sort of on your own, maybe venturing more into this and trusting that. Like you don't need... This isn't to say like you never need partnerships again, but it feels like stepping more into the energy of if partnership isn't naturally falling into this, you can do it by yourself. It means that you don't need somebody else there for this part. Because I wonder too if you're waiting for something like that to come around, when if you needed it at this point, it would be there, that support would be there, and it means that this part is for you to do on your own. Because I think it's more of a psychological thing with other energies being there. I don't think that you don't need the merit of another energy. You just have to trust your own for this next step that you're taking. And to see the opportunity in front of you, it's like that opportunity is there in front of you, and you're kind of like looking around, waiting for somebody else to join you, or like something else to join you, when like nobody else is coming and this part is all you. And I think recognizing that that's what's going on here. Like you're that person. It feels like before maybe waiting around and being like, I'm looking around for that person that knows what to do here, when really it's you all along. So this is your part to do. And also too, something about this is that ways that will help you feel connected with this part of yourself are taking steps like this. Because if you keep stopping yourself from doing it, or don't allow yourself, or like hold yourself back, it's just going to reinforce this, I don't know what I'm doing, or I can't do this. And so the only way that you're gonna feel more comfortable with this energy is to keep doing things like this that are happening here. Keep taking opportunities like this, or seeing opportunity in front of you and going for it, and you get further and further along, and then you look around and you're like, wow, it's been me all along. And you're gonna see that. So this is what you are currently developing. This is what is happening right now. And there can be lots of different feelings that this is coming up, and lots of different parts of you that are sort of fighting this a bit. Like there is a resistance. Like, I'm uncomfortable here, or I'm good with this and I don't really want to get outside of my comfort zone, or I don't really see myself like that person, or now this is feeling triggering to me. It's like you're moving through all of that stuff, so it's a lot. So just give yourself some time to move through it, okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.